Crushing it, Kerry. I'm gonna bump you. I told you that you needed a little nudge in here, and I was gonna start doing it. So what are you celebrating this week?
Um, my husband and I just got back from a big trip, and it was amazing. But while we were gone, we had like a little moment of, no, it was pretty much a day. He had to work, and I traveled with some, sightseeing with some girls, and I knew he was upset. So at the end of the day, I just asked him, I was like, what could we have done better to not have had this drag out all day long? Like he like dwelled on a couple of comments all day long. And he just told me, he's like, I need you to call me out and tell me not to dwell on what isn't important. And, he's still learning, and it's awesome that he's willing to grow. And so I took that as a win because he was very much, wanting to talk about it, but then asking, like, and telling me what he thinks that he needs from me to do better, which I thought was good. Asking for help is huge for him. So
Well,
that
that's
was
cool.
good. That's my win.
No, that's a big win, right? Hey, I mean, the fact that you two were able to go on a trip together
Yeah.
is huge. Like it's shocking to me the level of growth that you've had. I mean, I don't want to say it's shocking to me because it's not shocking. I
It's
say this all the
it's
time, but
shocking to
it's very
me.
cool to me. Yeah, it's very cool to
Yeah.
me, right? The amount of growth that you've had in
Hmm.
the time that you've been here. Like you say that it's shocking to you, like for just because I know you're getting towards the end here, and we've got a couple people who are starting. I don't know if they're going to be able to be on today, but like for you, like just can you just share for a moment? Like, would you mind? Like, where did you start compared to where you're at now?
Um, I started really thinking that I was going to get divorced. Like I didn't think that there was like I in my heart knew there was hope, but he was telling me there was no hope. And so that's kind of where I started. And I just kept pushing, like not necessarily pushing him, but like showing him that, this is what I can do and this is how it can be. And I don't even really know. I can't even really tell you how I did it. I just really just changed the way I approach things and the way I look at life and just everything. And I think he saw that and was like, okay. And he's told me, he's like, I see you doing all this work and it makes me feel like I need to do work too on me for us. And, it's not been easy since he came home, but I mean, literally we weren't even living together for 6 months. So yeah, that we started separated, not living together, him really pushing for divorce and me just hanging in, fighting, crushing it.
And crushing it, Kerry. Well, and you were
Yeah.
you were one of those. You were one of that cohort of like October, November, December people who it was we're getting divorced after the holidays, right? Like
Uh-huh.
we already know, like we're getting divorced after the holidays. You already told me that, right? And to see you
Hmm.
here just a couple of months later in such a shift where he's home and you're connected and like he's willing to do some work now, that's really
Hmm.
amazing. Really happy for you,
Hmm.
especially since you had
Yeah,
tried
thank
so
you.
many things.
I did. I tried lots of different programs, lots of different things. And yeah, it was just, I can't even tell you. I don't know. But like very soon after I started this program, like there was a huge shift and I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't even really tell you when the shift happened, but it did. And, I could feel it. So I just kept, and I feel better. I feel like a completely different person. I feel like a better person. So I don't know, it's totally worth it to, keep fighting and push through and just, change how you look at life for the better. Just when you have a positive outlook on things, it just changes everything. I don't know.
So first, I think it's awesome, to see, I like the word awesome, to see the interactions that you're having. And I just wanted to stack in that you asked a really great question and he took it for himself. And I'm pointing that out because, what you said was like, how can we do this better? Right. So, some wording along that line.
Hmm.
And he was like, I need to be called out.
Hmm.
And that's really big. That means that he's vulnerable enough to take ownership of situations and say, hey, you know, in these places, this is where I need some improvement. And that's
Hmm.
a very big place from I can't do this. I don't even know if I want this. I want a divorce. That's huge, because now that's time that he's now looking inward versus just looking outward and not really being able to see, my efforts are going to do anything. Now he's seeing his efforts can do things too, just like yours has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
well, this was the other thing I was going to say is and this is something I want all of you to recognize, because when he said to you, I just need you to call me out, what was he doing there?
Like, what do I need to call him out on?
No, but when he said that, like, what did he do? Like, what did he do by saying that to you?
He acknowledged that he needs to work on things too. Like, there's things that he needs pointed out to him, just like I do. Like, I don't know, is that where you're
It
wanting?
is, but it goes a step further, right? Because he acknowledged that he needs to work on things. He also gave you permission to point those things out to him. And this is a really important distinction. This is why I love doing these celebrations, is because they become great teaching moments for everybody. Okay. So all of you here, especially those of you earlier on, we talk about being in the spot where you need to focus on yourself and doing your own work, and how a lot of times if you're going to your spouse and you're like, hey, you're doing this thing, you need to stop doing this thing, right? They can be not super receptive to that conversation. But what you've done in this specific situation is you've changed yourself, right? You got him to a spot that he realizes that he needs to make change. And now he's giving you permission for you to call him out on those things. And what that means is that when you do call him out on that stuff now, it's going to be received in an entirely different way than it would have if you had just done it 3 weeks ago, because he's given you permission to do that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I was surprised he said that. Like, really surprised. It's shocking for me to see him like asking for help or recognizing like I really can't, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear, and it's just progressively gotten worse. And for whatever reason, in the last, now he notices it more, and it bothers him that he has to repeat himself. I have to ask, like, I can't hear you. And he's also told me, like, I need to learn compassion for you. Like, I need to learn how to be more understanding. And how can I do that? Like, he looks to me for, like, you've learned so much compassion and understanding and empathy and, humility. Like teach me those things. Like, he's constantly telling me, like, teach me. Like, today after this group call, he'll ask me, like, what did you learn? What can you teach me? Like, he's very open. He's very open to it. He wants to learn. He wants to change. But it's only because he saw me changing and the work I was doing that makes him want to do that too. Like, I don't know that if I would have done nothing, I'd be getting divorced. If I wouldn't have changed or worked on me or, made the effort to like save our marriage and our family, there's no way.
I'm
There's
so
no way.
happy for you. And you've been a
Thank
rock
you.
star. You've shown up. You really have crushed it. I know you're talking to Cassie soon. She's going to discuss next steps. Maybe we can get him involved more, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
you've shown up as a hero, and I'm really happy for you. And you deserve the changes that you've seen.
Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I appreciate you so much.